Peter Hall,
My name is Josh Hall.
and we're talking about the Marvels. We just went and saw it with one of our friends named John.
Can you believe this loser saw it twice today?
Yes, I saw it earlier today. I saw it at like 10:45, and then we went and saw it again at like 6:30, and we brought a friend of ours to watch it. Me and our friend liked it. My brother hated it. The only thing he liked about it was the end credit scene with the X-Men where Kelsey Grammer comes back as Beast.
From X-Men 3: The Last Stand. I smuggled in alcohol. We went to a seafood restaurant, and before we left, I bought some alcohol that I thought was a soft drink.
Because you're a fucking moron. It was like $14. How could you think it was soda pop?
Well, I knew it was alcohol afterwards.
I told you it was alcohol. You didn't know until I told you. But the price should have been a tip-off. I thought it was fine. Soda pop. It's awfully expensive for soda pop. I wonder why it is.
I knew it was alcohol, and she said that it's because it was alcohol. She told me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I smuggled in alcohol to the theater. It helped me get through it.
You were so fucking lame. The movie was fun. I liked the movie.
I didn't pass out.
Yeah.
The alcohol was pretty strong, like you said. I didn't pass
It
out.
was like 14%. Of course it was strong. So, yeah. So anyway, we went and saw Captain Marvel. So, I've already done a podcast about this, but we're going to talk about it. So, if you want to see the movie and you want to be surprised, don't watch this. Don't listen to the podcast. So basically, the movie picks up where
The Marvel
Miss
series-
Marvel
Miss Marvel leaves
left off. At the end of the 6th episode of Miss Marvel, Miss Marvel is like, she just disappears. It's like she's pulled into the closet, and then like Captain Marvel busts out, and so that's where the movie starts. But after that,
The movie starts with like the successor to Ronan the Accuser
yeah,
and her men on the moon of some planet. It kind of looks like our moon, but it's like it's on the moon.
I'm gonna look up the cast.
And they find this bracelet, and the bracelet is
The
what
bangle.
Yeah, a bangle, and the bangle is what links Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau.
No, they don't they aren't linked because of the bangle. They're linked because of the faulty, unstable jump ports that the bad guy is setting up, and Monica Rambeau goes to investigate after she finds this faulty jump port that won't close.
That's right.
And then like Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, finds like a stone slab that has like an imprint or something of the bangle. It's like in gold or whatever. And she touches it. And so somehow that gets them entangled together. And so like Kamala has also one of these bangles because they were made as a pair and they were made by the Kree. So Kamala has one of these bangles. And so like she notices it's starting to glow and like charge up energy. And that's when she was like pulled from her bedroom and she's sent into space, and somehow she and Monica Rambeau switch places. So Monica Rambeau ends up on the whatever moon that the Kree were on when they found this bangle,
and Kamala Khan ends up in her space suit.
Yes, and Captain Marvel ends up in Kamala Khan's house.
She hits the Sword space station, and Fury is like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Kamala Khan hits the space station. She's like, "Oh my God, it's Nick Fury! Hi!" And he's just like staring at her, and she's like, "Is this an Avengers test?" He's like, "Who the hell are you?" Yeah.
I liked when they went to this planet that Carol Danvers was like super secretive about. I kind of call it's Aladon, but it looks a lot like Naboo. And they go to this planet where Carol Danvers helped the prince out with an unspecified legal problem, and everyone there, their language is song.
Yeah, everybody can only sing, and so like
it's kind of like they all kind of look like they're at a pride parade mixed with like a Bollywood film.
Yeah.
because the dancing is very Bollywood-esque, but their costumes look like what you would see at a pride parade.
Well, you would see worse at a pride parade. Everybody at least is wearing their clothes. They're not naked or
Yeah.
anything, and they're not. They don't have like all this like stupid bullshit that people at pride parades wear. Like they don't have like giant dildos waving around or anything like that. Or
But the
pussy hats.
colors are what you would see at a
Yeah,
pride.
the costumes are very flamboyant.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. So that was probably put in for like LGBTQ pride representation. Another thing that was probably put in for LGBTQ pride representation.
I like when Carol Danvers talked to the prince normally, and Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan are like, why can he speak normally? And Carol Danvers is like, well, he's bilingual.
Yeah, that whole thing actually reminded me of this one episode of SpongeBob called Rock Bottom, where SpongeBob gets lost at the bottom of the sea, and all the sea creatures can only blow raspberries when they talk, and they can only understand him if he does the same thing. He has to blow a raspberry when he talks. There's like this one scene where he's like asking for a bus schedule. He's like, when is the next bus to Bikini Bottom? And the guy's like, excuse me? And SpongeBob's like, the next bus to Bikini Bottom. And the guy's like, I can't understand your accent. So then SpongeBob has to blow a raspberry. And the guy's like, oh, why didn't you say so? So yeah, that's basically the same thing here. Like everybody can only understand you if you're singing. So same concept.
And then at the end of that episode, the guy that
What'd you think about the part where that one guy was like, there's two new faces, one of them could be more cheerful.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
This movie is terrible, but
It is not terrible.
it's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it's not good
Honestly,
either.
I don't know why everybody is shitting on this movie. Like, I've seen Dave Cohen's review. Dave Cohen hated it. He felt like it was pandering.
The Marvels
He
was
felt
pretty boring, Peter. I was pretty bored during
He
the
felt that
Marvels.
it was pandering. He felt that it was lazy and underdeveloped.
It was lazy and underdeveloped.
He felt that like it was underestimating the audience's intelligence.
Perhaps.
And then like the Cinema Snob, he did a short reaction to it. His video was like only 5 minutes. He basically his response to the movie is it's a movie, it exists. That's basically what he felt about it. I just saw Sean.
That's a fair response. The Cinema Snob response is fair.
I just watched Sean Chandler.
My assessment of the Marvels is that it's better than the Eternals and Wakanda Forever, but it's below Into the Multiverse of Madness and Quantum Mania and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay, anyway, I just watched Sean Chandler's review of the Marvels, and he did like nearly an hour and a half long review. And so he said that he liked the movie because it was fun and entertaining, but plot-wise, there was a lot to criticize. Like, plot-wise, he didn't think it made much sense.
I didn't think it was entertaining. I thought, well, some parts were, okay, the Bollywood-esque dance scene was kind of entertaining, but like, I wasn't entertained throughout the movie.
I was.
Most of it was kind of boring.
What'd you think of the end? What'd you think of the end where, like, in order to get everybody off the space station, they have to be eaten by the Forkin kitties?
That was fucking dumb.
I liked it.
Oh yeah, speaking about the Florkin,
Forkin kitties.
she gave birth, she laid a whole bunch of eggs that looked kind of like a cross between the xenomorph eggs and brains.
Yeah, they're these giant bumpy little ball things. They're Forkin eggs.
They were pink. They were pink like a human brain, and they kind of looked like a human brain, but they also kind of looked like xenomorph egg pods. And when they hatch, out come normal-looking kitties. And I guess when you get eaten by a Florkin, you get transported to another dimension, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think there is like the Forkins have like a dimension inside of them, which is why they're able to like eat so much. But then they usually also barf it back out. So like anybody who gets eaten is usually barfed back out and they're unharmed. So like yeah, there's like this one part where like the villain is named Darbin, and she's the successor to Ronan the.
She was boring as hell.
I liked her.
Everyone was like practically sleepwalking through their lines.
I did not think so.
The only one that really showed that she was happy to be there was, what's the actress's name who goes Kamala Khan? Yeah, she was the best actress in the movie, but her character's a fucking moron.
That's mean.
It's true.
The actress's name is Iman Vellani.
Iman Vellani.
And Zawe Ashton did Darbin. Tiana Paris did
Who did
Monica Rambeau.
Who did the Arabic Matt Walsh, her brother? Because that guy kind of looked like Matt Walsh.
I think his name is Sagar Shaikh.
Yeah. Don't you think he kind of looks like Matt Walsh?
If Matt Walsh was Arab. So, yeah, but like, there's this one scene, I've already alluded to it, but my brother interrupted me. There's this one scene where, like, after Darbin, the bad guy, who, is Ronan the Accuser's replacement, because she has, like, his magical hammer and everything.
Ronan was a better villain.
I liked her.
It makes me miss him. It makes me sad that he was
more hammy than her, but she was plenty hammy, too.
She was too restrained and boring.
She was cold ham.
I kind of miss...
I could tell that she was angry, even though she never raised her voice.
I kind of feel bad that Ronan the Accuser was killed at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, because I did not like his successor.
She was fine. You're too critical. So, that scene where, like, the Forkin are, eating all the, space station crew, because, like, the space station is, damaged and falling apart after Darbin opens up a jump port to steal the sun, because, like, her planet's sun is dying. So, like, there's this scene where, like, the, PA announcement system is telling people not to run and to let the Forkins eat them. That reminded me of, like, V, the miniseries, where, like, the aliens that are invading the Earth are telling people not to resist because the whatever species that's invading the Earth is their friend. Remember?
The lizard species?
Yeah.
I don't understand what that has to do with Flerken, but okay.
I think it's a good analogy, kind of. I'm gonna look it up. I'm looking up V right now.
The original V miniseries is a way better movie than this.
Alright, I'm not finding it. But, yeah, so basically the whole gist of the movie is that Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, is hated by the Kree because 30 years ago, after the, events of the first Captain Marvel movie.
And she's hated by the schools, too.
After the events of the first Captain Marvel movie, she travels to the Kree homeworld Hala, and she destroys the Supreme Intelligence. Now, Kree civilization is run by this AI intelligence, so Captain Marvel destroying it throws their society into upheaval, and then the Kree have a civil war, and the
That was at the end of the first Captain Marvel?
After Captain Marvel, yes. You don't see her do it, but she does it. So she destroys the Supreme AI because, like, she doesn't want the Supreme AI targeting the Earth or whatever, because, like, it was like trying to conquer the world for the Kree Empire, the universe for the Kree Empire. So she destroys the Supreme Intelligence, and then that throws the Kree society into upheaval, and they have a civil war, and the civil war practically destroys their planet. Like, it makes the air unbreathable, so they have to go around wearing these breathing masks. They lose pretty much all their water supply. Somehow their sun runs out of energy, so their sun is still like...
Oh yeah, at the end of the movie, Carol Danvers flies into the center of the Kree's sun, and I was hoping she would die, but...
That is a mean, rotten thing to say, and you should be ashamed of yourself. So yeah, somehow, it's not explained how the Kree's sun...
but she flies into the center of the sun
and starts dying,
and revitalizes the sun. So their sun is dying. She flies into the center of it, revitalizes it. It's back to full power, and then I guess the Kree are fine after that. I don't know.
Yeah, but like the movie was about Darvin like stealing resources from planets that Captain America went to.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel went to and lived on. Like she steals the air from this Skrull colony called Tarnax, and
A bunch of people compared the Marvels to
yeah, a bunch of people said
Spaceballs.
that the Marvels movie ripped off Spaceballs because of that scene. But Darvin is entering into a peace treaty with the Skrull, and she says that she's got to relocate them and make them members of the Kree Empire again. And then, like, she says, I would hate for you to suffocate when I strip the planet of its atmosphere. But, like, Captain Marvel shows up, and so, like, Darvin's all like, the Kree have betrayed us! You sent Captain Marvel onto us, the Annihilator, like we were vermin! Therefore, I am going to kill you! And she starts, like, stealing the planet's atmosphere. So, like, a whole bunch of the Skrulls die because, like, there aren't enough ships to, like, get them off world. And so, like, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, wants to, like, wait for, like, as many Skrulls as possible to get on the ship, but, like, Captain Marvel's like, no, we can't save them all. We have to save what we can now. And so, like, they're forced to leave a whole bunch of the Skrull behind. And so, like, after that, Captain Marvel was like talking to the leader of the Skrulls on Tarnax. His name is Emperor Drogue or something, and he's all like, "You've made everything worse for us." And she's like, "We were going to enter into a peace treaty with them, with the Korean." Captain Marvel was like, "That peace treaty was a ruse," and he's like, "Well, even if it was, your intervention didn't solve anything." So she calls the Valkyrie.
Technically, he was right about that.
Yeah, she calls Valkyrie, who was introduced in Thor Ragnarok, and so like she shows up wearing like a suit and stuff, because like I guess that's what she wears now as leader of
I
the
don't like
Asgard.
Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok. I didn't like her in any other of the other movies. I don't like her in the third Thor.
Yeah, but like she calls Valkyrie. Valkyrie shows up to like take the Skrulls back to New Asgard on Earth, and I really got the impression that Valkyrie and Captain Marvel were in some kind of a relationship, and Valkyrie's hoping to like rekindle that relationship or whatever. Did you get that?
Kind of, but I also got the feeling that Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau were in a relationship before Carol left with
Right, because they're like there's this one part where like Kamala mentions seeing star charts on Darvin's ship, but she can't remember where they went to. Well, she doesn't even know. She's like, they just went to the stars. And so, like, Carol Danvers says that they have to put on these Skrull mind-reading devices so that they can access Kamala's memories to see where the star charts lead. And so, like, then they, Monica and Captain Marvel start sharing memories of Monica's mother, and Carol Danvers is reliving the moment when, like, Monica's mother told her that she has cancer again. Apparently she had cancer before, but she beat it, but now she has it again in these memories, and she's like, I need you to take care of Goose for me. And Carol's like, no, and her mom, Monica's mother's like, no, what do you mean no? And Carol's like, the cancer, you're going to beat it. I won't have to take care of Goose. Take care of your cat. And so, like, Monica's mom was like, Goose isn't a cat. But yeah, so like Monica gets pissed off because she doesn't want to see these memories about her mom, and she's pissed off because like she was blipped out of existence during the events of Avengers Infinity War, and then at the end of Avengers Endgame, she's blipped back into existence. She shows up at the hospital where her mom was, except her mom isn't there. This was back in WandaVision, if you guys have seen that. So she starts running around looking for her mom because she has no idea where her mom is, and her mom has been dead for like 5 years, something like that. That was like at the end of that was like during the WandaVision, and also WandaVision, like she walks through a witch's hex. She actually says that she walks through a witch's hex, and somehow she gains like the ability to see all the spectrums of light and manipulate light itself.
Oh, so that's how she became Photon.
Yeah, and that's also how, like, she can become intangible and, like, phase through matter.
She doesn't have a name in the Marvels movie. She doesn't want one. Kamala calls her Professor Marvel, but in the comics her name is Photon, so I guess we'll call her Photon.
But in the movie, she just wants to be called Captain Rambeau.
Or Captain Rambeau works too, I guess. Kind of makes me think of Sylvester Stallone's Rambo, but whatever.
Her last name is French. It's spelled Rambeau.
Oh.
So,
Still sounds like Rambo, though.
she's not named after Rambo.
Sheesh. I knew she wasn't named after the character, but I thought that's how you spelled it.
No. Her name is French.
Okay. It's probably because she's Haitian.
Yeah. Or, well, she's in Louisiana, so she would be Creole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I don't know why people are shitting on this movie. I don't know why he hates this movie. You suck, Josh. You suck. I actually like this movie for what it was, for what it is.
I give it a C minus.
So, anyway, I think that the reason why so many people are...
You give it an A? Really?
I mean, listening to, like, Sean Chandler's criticisms of it, I understand what he was saying. And
I give it a C.
I actually like his version of the movie where, like, he orders some things around. So
I give it a C, and I think that's charitable. A C minus. I think that's charitable.
But I think people are shitting on this movie and just about every other Disney, Marvel, whatever Pixar movie that comes out. I think most Disney, Marvel, Pixar movies, because they're all owned by Disney, but I think every movie that comes out of Disney, whether it comes out of Disney itself or whether it comes out of Marvel or Pixar, I think most of these movies are good, but people are shitting on them just because of like all the bullshit political drama that has to surround everything these days.
The problem is,
I think that that's why people are souring on these movies.
It's also because Disney practically owns every entertainment property out there. And that stifles creativity.
But a bunch of creative people are working on these movies, and I think that they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I think the political drama bullshit that has to surround everything these days is what's tanking these movies.
I'm kind of marveled out, and yet somehow I still allow you to drag me to these movies.
So, the themes that I was getting from this movie is, like, Sean Chandler's main criticism is that it hints at all these heavy emotional themes, but it doesn't, like, take the time to really
talk
explore
about
them.
how, like, at the end, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, reenacts the scene from the first Iron Man movie where Nick Fury is in Iron Man's living room, and he says, "You think you're the only superhero in the world, but you're part of a much larger universe." And like Geeks and Gamers said, that's setting up Young Avengers, an all-female Young Avengers, by the way, with Ironheart. Ironheart sucked in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Shuri, Agoya, Captain Marvel, obviously. All these other the new Hawk Girl. While I did enjoy the Hawk Girls, the Hawkeye series, I don't understand why Hawkeye didn't train his own kids to be his successor. Why did they have to find some rando to do it?
Oh, excuse me.
So they're setting up an all-female Young Avengers. The ending to the Marvels actually hints at, people have been calling the MCU for years, and it literally now is the MCU.
I don't have a problem with female superheroes, though.
I do if they're gonna shit on male ones.
They didn't shit on any men in this movie. I mean, the closest they got to shitting on men in this movie was like when
Come on, you know that they're hinting at like the Young Avengers, but I can guarantee you they aren't gonna have any male.
The closest
superheroes.
they came, and it really wasn't that close. There was like this one scene where like Nick Fury criticizes Captain Marvel for touching this thing that caused her, Monica Rambeau, and Kamala Khan to become entangled. So every time they use their powers, they switch with each other.
And that's why Kamala Khan was an idiot, because like she tried to like use her powers and she forgot that she switches with them. So that's why.
But they have to use their powers at the same time.
Yeah.
But anyway, she tells Fury that she touched this thing because
and Fury says
it was glowing and it was glowing and mysterious. He's like, okay, new rule, don't touch shit, especially if it's glowing and mysterious shit. And she's like, I'm getting negative energy off of you and I don't like it. That was stupid.
I don't know. The only movie I really liked Brie Larson in was Kong of Skull Island.
I liked Captain Marvel and I liked Marvel.
Well, both those movies are way better than The Unicorn Store.
The Unicorn Store was terrible, but it was also funny.
We did a video on that too. And like I said, the Marvels is better than the Eternals and Wakanda Forever, but
I like Wakanda Forever. I like the Eternals. I like just about every Marvel movie I've seen.
I liked about every Marvel movie I've seen leading up to Phase 3, but after that, I mean, there were things I liked about Into the Multiverse of Madness and Quantumania, but like overall, I didn't like the magic's gone.
As long as they don't push like LGBTQ representation too hard, and they don't push like
I don't want them pushing
female or people of color representation too hard, and they don't shit too much. As long as they don't shit on straight white men, I don't care.
I don't want them pushing LGBTQ representation at all. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, but you know they're going to. But as long as it remains token, I can overlook it.
Even the token is getting kind of irritating.
But it's funny because it pisses off the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
People are commenting. We see your comments, guys. Thank you.
Like I said, my favorite scene is when Monica Rambeau wakes up in the hospital and she sees a version of her mother that's not her. She's a version of her mother that's part of the X-Men. Her character name is Binary.
Yeah, she thinks she sees her mother, so she's like, Mom, oh my God, how are you here? And this one woman that looks like her mother.
Who the fuck are you?
It's like, Mom, what do you mean? Yeah, and then like Beast comes in, and he's like, I've done an analysis on you, and I've determined that you were somehow able to cross over from your dimension into ours, which should be impossible.
That was my favorite scene because it's a tie-in to the X-Men. The only other movie that Kelsey Grammer starred in as Beast was X-Men 3: The Last Stand almost 20 years ago. So that's a tie-in to the original X-Men. But I don't remember Binary being in that series. I don't know. It's weird.
Alright, well, I think we've talked about this movie enough. I've already did a podcast where I went and saw it earlier today. That podcast is on Spreaker. Look up Non-PC Pete. That's the name of my podcast. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Alright. Let's watch Iron Man.